Alright, we're going to be reviewing JustSnapple, I assume that's the way you pronounce this, who is going to be playing Tank on Blizzard World. This is Diamond 1 on PC. I'm a Diamond 1 tank trying to reach Masters. After hitting Diamond 1, I've been losing a lot of games. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I try to be mindful of my team's position. I try to turn around and defend supports, but the problem always seems to be the DPS. These guys are just always doing their own thing, and they seem so clueless. I feel like I can absolutely do better, of course, but on the grand scheme of things, it just seems like DPS gap all the time. Here are the codes to 2 of my games. Any advice would be appreciated. I can't remember which one I picked, but I picked one of them. But you do mention the fact that there's only 3 tanks you can't play: Diva, Ball, Doomfist. That leaves Winston as my only dive tank I'm okay with. Pharah just dominated the entire team, and I would never hit a shot. So let's talk about this a little bit. Before we talk about the game, let's talk about your perspective, which is, hey, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm pretty sure it's the DPS's problem. For the record, there's only 5 people on your team, right? So if you say, like, hey, it's got to be somebody's fault, well, it's either you or the other 4 members of your team. It doesn't seem like you think the supports are the problem, which is extremely unlikely. They're 40% of the time, it should be their fault. And so the only people you blame are the DPS who aren't getting kills. And I'm pretty sure the reason why the DPS aren't getting kills is because you play poorly, right? And you don't get picks, and you don't make any space for them, etc., etc. And we're actually going to see an example of this very, very early. I know because I watched through the very first point, and then I was like, okay, cool. I figured out what I need to in terms of what I'm going to review this replay about. So I would encourage you to not blame your DPS. Is it possible that they aren't hitting shots? Yeah, absolutely, it's possible they're hitting shots. I'm sure it happens in a lot of your games, in fact. But it's going to be more about what can you control instead of trying to focus on, hey, is it DPS problem? Let's figure out like what you can do to play better. So for starters here, I'm going to take a guess, and I think I messaged you about this, that you do not know how to play Blizzard World. is my starter. Despite the fact that you are Diamond 1, you should know how to play Blizzard World at this point. I'm going to assume that you don't know how to play Blizzard World. And the reason why I assume that is because you're standing on low ground right now, instead of standing up top here with your Bastion. You should be shielding off of your Bastion right now. You standing here does absolutely nothing. Think about it. If you're the opposing team pushing up, do you see a Rein there and be like, yeah, that's really going to slow me down, I got to deal with this Rein? Or you're like, cool, there's a Rein, I'm just going to walk in. Like, you standing here does literally nothing. You standing here would do something, for sure, right? That would certainly slow them down from pushing. But the problem is this is a very exposed position, and if you get run over, then there's no way to retreat. You standing here, they might think, oh, the Rein isn't strictly a problem, but if you can shield your Bastion off so he kills somebody, or forces them to go back, or whatever it is, force cooldowns, that's a value. You standing low ground, 0 value. So you're going to stand here, and you're going to miss that Fire Strike, which is unfortunate. You're going to hit 1 with that. I don't know. Yeah, you hit 1 with that Fire Strike. And your Widow's going to die here, and she actually dies way far in the back. She gets killed over here by a Sombra that just uncloaks next to her. I mean, to be fair, she obviously, it's a very beginning game. She doesn't know there's going to be a Sombra, so I don't really know that I blame her that much for that. But you see the Bastion's up here trying to shoot people, but because he doesn't get any help, he's not able to do nearly as much as he could. Right? Again, he's just taking advantage, which forces him back from the edge, so he's just forcing the Rein shield. And if you're up there, you could have done a little more. Would he got a kill? Probably not. But he would have done more than just what he did right there. The problem is, after your Widow dies, here, you should have immediately charged out. I mean, first of all, you should not be here at all. You should have immediately charged out and been like, okay, forget this. I'm going to play point. Because there's no way that you can hold here, because they're going to flank you on all sides, which is exactly what's happening. You're extremely lucky to not get charged and killed right there. So you see how low you get? Again, you very much could have died here. And their Rein is just running you over. It's currently plus 14 in ult percentage. So no good. If you want to climb, I will tell you, if you want to climb to Masters, you need to dominate your Diamond 1 tank opponents. I need to watch a game by you and be like, you are clearly better than the opposing tank. That is how you climb. And at least from the first few minutes I saw, it's not the case. In fact, their tank looks better than you are. So you're going to hit right here. And then you're going to back off this angle, and then you're going to do this crazy charge, which makes no sense. If I'm the opposing Rein, right, I'm like, okay, cool, we're going to play this corner, we're going to fight here, right, there's going to be a lost swing in this corner, right, he does a random strike, and I'm like, wait, why are you charging? I would be so, why is he charging? Both of you two look like you have no idea what is going on in this game. Neither one of you had a prayer at landing that charge, right? There's no point to be doing this. What you should have done, right, is go up and just do swing, right, right? Fire strike cancel whenever you get an opportunity to like go after the soldier right now. For example, swing, fire strike cancel, big value. Big value right now. This soldier is one-shottable right now. Not this crazy charge. This is useless. And then you stop in front of the whole team, which puts you in danger again. Again, just keep the Rein back. Missing that fire strike is absolutely huge for the record. Imagine if you get charge right there. So he gets Suzu'd. As soon as he gets Suzu'd, cancel charge. Instead, you end up behind him, right, with the whole team attacking you. You honestly could have just died right here. And now the Rein's going to walk over you. Lucky that he misses that. And now you walk forward, which is the correct call. This is probably the first correct call that you've made. So you should be shield hopping right now, which you don't do, which makes me think that you don't know how to shield hop. So I'll also link how to shield hop. Right? You should have swung your hammer first, then fire struck. That way you would insta-kill both of them instead of having to chase them down like this. Which again tells me that I don't know that you actually know the techniques for Rein all that well. Your team ends up cleaning up for you. It's funny that you say, oh, like, hey, the Widow doesn't hit shots, but like, she kills 3 people in this fight, doesn't she? Right? She kills the Rein. She kills the Kiriko. Alright, she dies to the Somber, fine. Alright, she kills 2 right there. So that's pretty good. I wouldn't fret about that. Next fight starts. So you have 2 options, right? Option 1 is retake high ground. If you don't have time, just play this corner right here. This is like the default corner for a brawl tank to be playing, especially with your Bastion here. So you want to shield off your Bastion when he is in tank form. When he's on tank form, you don't need to be shielding. This Rein's going to throw a fire strike at you. You should have realized this. I don't need to shield this. You should have dropped shield and walked out of the way instead of letting it hit you, because now you took 100 damage in your shield for no reason. And this might not seem like a big deal until it is, right? This just tells me that you're just not clean enough in your mechanics. There's no reason to shield this fire strike. It literally doesn't do anything against it, right? Even if there wasn't a teammate behind this, it's not going to stop the fire strike anyway. So just don't shield, right? Clean up your play is very, very important if you want to get the Masters. Right, that second fire strike you threw, also, this is garbage and is clearly not going to hit anybody. You should always be thinking, how can I farm fire strike faster and faster and faster? If I were you right now, I would already have shatter, for sure. Easily. Just because your fire strikes are just not very good. So right here, your job is to use sound to figure out where their Rein is coming from and deal with that. It is not your job to hold this angle. It is impossible for you to hold this angle. So don't worry about it. Just worry about mirroring the Rein and keeping your Bastion alive. So you see how your Bastion is kind of shooting right now? You should have been playing this side. As soon as you realized the Rein was going this way from sound, like just standing here, just listening, be like, oh, he's going on the right, I'm going to go to the right. You should be meeting him at this corner. Again, not your job to deal with left side. Right, play right side, great. So you make a mistake right here. Little mistakes like this tell me who's the better Rein. You should not have gotten hit first here. So he hits you slightly before you do, so he's ahead by a swing. Also, you're not fire strike canceling either. Right? Right now, as a parting shot, you should fire strike cancel right now to get a hit on him and throw it over the top to hit the Ana as well. Massive value right there. Again, don't turn that corner or else you will die. So, again, you miss a hammer. Right? He knows he got a hammer and got out of range, but you didn't. Little things like that, again, tell me who is the better Rein, which is what tells me, so far, I've watched about a minute and a half of your play. I think the enemy Rein is better than you are. So again, you should start to swing a little bit earlier. He gets another hit on you. Did he get him? It's close. I guess he barely misses that. This is fine right here. But the problem is, you hear sleep right around now. As soon as you hear sleep, I push this Rein super aggressively. Why? I'm being double pocketed right now. You have an Ana and a Kiriko who are double healing you. Their supports can't even see their Rein, and you heard sleep. I commit hard right now. I go straight in, swinging, and then shatter right away. Because that sleep is probably going into my Bastion. And if we just watch what happens to the Bastion, he's going to get slept here. Right? Attacked, and then he gets killed. And during that period of time, you did nothing. All you did was hold the shield that's giving your team 0 value. Okay? Again, watch. For the moment he slept, this is your moment to push, right? There's no LOS for either support. You have double supports on your side. Your Widow can't hit any shots because the Rein has the shield up. You have to force the shield to go down. But instead, you have a bad read on the situation. You think that playing passively here will win, which is absolutely incorrect. And then he's going to push into you, and the Rein recognizes that you are down 1, you are purple, you've lost LOS on your healers. It is an easy point-blank shatter, right? Actually, right now he's not shattering you because he's pushing you back towards your team, so he can shatter your team. See? This tells me their Rein is straight up better than you. Not even, I would say that their Rein is probably at least 2 ranks better than you. I don't know if they literally are, because they could be playing other heroes, but in terms of the skill between you, their Rein looks dominatingly better than you. right? To the point that if you had to play, like, if you had to both one-trick Rein against each other over and over again, I bet their Rein would win something like 70% plus of their games against you. Again, if you want to climb out of Diamond, this can't happen to you, right? I mean, like, I hate to use the words diff, but you are getting diffed by this Rein. He's so much better than you at playing Rein. At playing the map, at understanding, like, advantage, okay? Understanding how to push that advantage, understanding times. It's not like your team just died randomly. Like, remember the Widow died first fight? You can nothing even about that. But in this scenario, you had an opening when the sleep went off, when their supports were both hiding behind the box. You also could have been hitting them with fire strikes the whole time to put a lot of pressure on them, and you didn't do anything. All you did was hold shield, and you were surprised that you lose the point. So, really, really bad first defense. You're going to come up here, and your biggest mistake right now is that you're not going high ground right away. Which again tells me that you don't know how to play Blizzard World. Right? You should have already come out and gone any of the various possible ways to high ground so that you can cut off this choke. Your job is to stop this choke from going anywhere. Don't worry about the cart, okay? That's what you have the Widow for, right? You have the Widow, you have Kiriko, you have an Ana, you might have a Torb at one point. But your job is to stuff this choke and prevent them from ever walking through that choke. You going low ground isn't doing anything. Because look right now, you see how they're putting so much pressure on your supports? They can't step up to help you because you're not defending high ground. Instead, you're running over here into a 2-on-1 with no LOS of your supports, caught out way in the open, now getting burned down, and you see the Rein's like, wait, what are you doing here? If I was the Rein, I'd be like, I think you don't know how to play this game, and I'm pushing. See how aggressively he's pushing into you? And now your Ana gets scared that you're gonna die, and it forces a really, really, really bad nano. Right? Because Ana's like, oh god, like what's happening here? Why are you at half health? I assume you're getting chased. And what are you gonna do with this nano? Nothing. You charge forward, okay? Continue rushes pop, you're probably gonna shatter here, maybe win the fight, but it's not gonna mean anything. Their team, if I'm their team, I'm perfectly fine in losing this fight. Doesn't even happen. Oh, maybe it does. Right? Don't even knock them off the map. Now you're just getting chased, purpled, and then you die. So you committed 2 ultimates there, right? Kitsune plus Nano, actually 3 ultimates. Kitsune, Nano, Shatter. All they popped was Nano. I guess they popped Visor at some point in time, and he died with it, right? Your Widow kills the soldier while he's visoring. That's huge, right? So you traded 3 ultimates for 2 ultimates, and you still lost the fight. All because you're playing out of position, out of line of sight, making your team, right, have to try to save you because you're not playing in the right spot while they're playing under pressure. All you had to do was spawn, go up here, and just stuff this choke, and you would have been good. So your team dies, they're staggering. Still staggered. Again, you cannot fight this right now. You have to wait for your team to come up. You just have to come up here. You're beating the soldier free ult charge right now. Yeah, like he's at 6%. Start shooting. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess you don't really think ultimates are an important part of the game. He's at 15, 16. So you've already fed him 10% ult charge right now. Like, your death and then your team stagger as a result and not dying quickly resulted in this happening. The Rein's close to shatter. As soon as you got hacked, I would immediately like have to step back and play here and then contest the last possible moment. Because without shatter, and assuming that their team has shatter very soon, because I shattered last and their Rein didn't shatter. General rule, Reins get shatter every 2 fights. This is the second fight, their Rein should have shatter. Okay? He's going to shatter you when you're hacked, and then it's all going to be over. Very lucky the Kiriko steps into you there. Alright, kill the Rein. Great. I don't know why this EMP is awful. Yeah, both teams make mistakes. Soldier's running away. You should not be playing up here, right? Again, just go back, play Blizzard World high ground. Okay? I'm going to link my video on how to play Blizzard World from a tank perspective, because you need it. Like, you can't have, like, you might be much better on the other maps. You can't have a map where you just don't know what to do. Okay? Like, Blizzard World is a key part of the rotation. You're going to be playing it, like, every 10 maps or so. Like, you gotta know how to play Blizzard World. This is unacceptable. See, their Rein knows how to play Blizzard World. You see how they've taken high ground? And now they're standing all over your team? And you see how your whole team is backing up because they've taken high ground from you? See? Everybody needs to back up once they realize that high ground is taken, because they have no cover. They have no cover from high ground. If you were up here, you would have been stuffing this choke, and 5 people would have been trying to fit through this tiny area, and if your team hits 1 Ana grenade, it's over. You charge up, you knock the soldier off high ground, right? You hit the Kiriko, this is reasonably good. He shatters to stop you from doing anything, charges, kills you. Again, the difference between you and their tank is absolutely massive. Right? Just, he didn't even, yeah, like, it's just so easy for him because you're playing way out of position, and then you try to go for these crazy plays that don't do anything. Like at this point that you lost high ground, I mean, first of all, the odds of you winning at this point, the second that the Rein and the team gets to here, your odds of winning go from 50-50 to probably 20-80 in their favor. Like it's extraordinarily unlikely you're going to win the fight just because you weren't standing high ground right now. And you're lucky their Sombra EMP'd last fight. Kiriko's right there, by the way. Again, you knocked the soldier off, but like you're behind this, your supports can't help you. And then you get shattered. And then if I'm the support, I'm just like, well, I throw my hands up because like, what am I supposed to do with this Rein? You know, like how are they going to help you in this situation? You're walking high ground behind cover. You weren't in the right position to begin with. Oh man, your team might win this because your DPS are actually carrying you. It's actually very lucky, right? I'm very surprised that you did not win this, or rather, you did not lose this. What is your Torb doing during this? So he pops ulti here, so you die. So I think your knockoff of high ground ends up getting the soldier killed, right? Yeah. So the soldier gets killed by your Torb, which is great. You die. They kill your Widow. Where the heck's the Sombra? Sombra's still backline, but she's low, so they got her super low. So at least the Sombra's out of the fight for now. Torb is holding off the push by himself using ultimate, which is buying you time to get back. So if anything, your DPS are keeping you in this game because they should have just walked through your team and won. Okay, you're coming out again. Going low ground now is fine because your Torb is in trouble. Right. I think this is a reasonable shatter, except for the problem that is that you're going to get it canceled right here by charge. I think this is kind of unlucky, but I also would have this read because I feel like if I'm the Rein, I know you have shatter, so I'm going to try to charge. So it's kind of a bad luck, but I think it's also a very risky shatter to go for. But regardless, you get charged. Good charge back. I like that. Right, good. Right, good fire strike. I want to see a lot more shield hopping, but I don't think you know what shield hopping is, so we'll cover that in a separate video. And then the Ana's gone, so fine. So you should go high ground right now. You are refusing to go high ground. Let me guess, the Rein is going, yep. See? I haven't seen this replay, right? I only saw it to the first point. So you see how the Rein consistently takes high ground because he understands the value of high ground. It's actually pretty surprising to me that you got to this point without understanding how to value high ground enough. I feel like you must have really good mechanics or you're very good at other heroes to get as high. So you see, this is the problem if you don't take high ground, is they can do whatever they want, right? The soldier just runs over here, gets access to your backline, he pops visor, shooting everybody. Right? Very lucky, honestly, that your supports did a good job keeping everybody alive. Well, Kiriko finally dies. You're over here, Rein just killing your backline, you're shielding off the Ana for some reason, instead of trying to kill the Rein or trying to kill the Ana. Lucky to get a kill here. The Torb doing a good job stalling cart. You get slept. Again, you really have to be aggressive on this Kiriko. Ooh. I think you could have hit that Kiriko if you did the camera swing trick, which you also, I haven't seen you do it yet, so I'm pretty sure you don't know how that works. Ugh. Yep, you'll do that. Fire strike. So you do have shatter right now. Both you and the other Rein should have shatter because the Rein didn't shatter last fight, so you should be equal shatters right now. Playing from high ground is good. I think that simply dropping behind them and shattering would be fine. Actually, just the Rein now, so you should be good. Kiriko saved you. Not that it really matters. He blocks it. Even through all that, despite how much pressure he's under, he still blocks the shatter. And then you should be able to cap this. Soldier can't do anything about this, yeah. Okay. So, let's watch offense. I don't know why I can't drag to the right spot. Okay, good fire strike. I think you really have to go to the left, just go up and clear high ground. And if you watch my video on how to play Blizzard World, you would know that. Get slipped here. This is fine, right? If they're gonna drop, that's all that works. You should swing first before fire striking there. Just get the extra damage in, right? I think that's a reasonable fire strike. I think this is really overcommitted. Like, they're gonna do a lot of damage to your backside. There's 3 people behind you. You cannot push the backline right now. Like, you get super low, you're LOSing your Kiriko, your Cassidy dies because you're not putting any pressure on the team. Like, you see your Cassidy is pushing in aggressively, but you are not, right? Your DPS are both in. Like, it's really hard to blame the DPS to die here because I would expect you as a tank to be fighting and committing right now. both of the supports are with you, your other DPS are forced to fight 3 with support from the Ana, so it's really a 2-on-4 because you made a mistake at this moment in time to not continue fighting the Sigma, but instead to try to run towards there was a big mistake. You should have played this close corner and forced them all back, right? Just sweep them. Go from the left, right? Force the soldier back, right? Force the Sigma back, which will force the Kiriko back, and then all 5 of them would be stuck over here, and then you win the fight. This is kind of like 200 level tanking here in terms of like how you do this. Kiriko, lucky charge on the Kiriko, that's pretty far, so I think the Kiriko probably even has Swift Step. Yeah, this is just a lucky charge. She had plenty of time and abilities to hit the Swift Step. You're on the Sigma, get the kill, I think this is the right charge, and then hopefully you take high ground. Thank you. Great, you take high ground. You're here too early though. Well, I don't know why you're dropping. Great, Winston's here. Go for the kill. Kill Winston. Just like literally attack the Winston. You do so much more damage than Winston does. This is a huge mistake dropping the low ground. Oh man, and now he's on your Kiriko, who came to save you, right? I think your Kiriko teleports to you to save you. This is an easy fight. Like, even with this little health, like, you're still gonna win the Winston. Just keep hitting him, right? You're gonna get shatter in a second. That's totally fine. Big mistake. And now the Kiriko doesn't have Suzu, doesn't have Swift Step. The Winston knows it, right? He knows it right away, and he goes to kill the Kiriko. And then so you bait your Kiriko in and get her killed. So all I'm seeing so far is consistently poor tank play. Like, I'm not seeing any issues from the DPS perspective. So again, just bait bubble here, shatter, and you win. You gotta chill. Like, if you're not getting healed, then something's going on, right? The healers are under pressure or whatever it ends up being. You do not have... Oh no, your Kira's healing you, right? She Suzu'd, which unnecessarily... Like, I think that you walking in here spooks her into Suzuing. Just chill, right? You're going too fast. Just chill. Just play around the corner right here. Just chill. Get healing, because now you forced out Suzu and you don't have Suzu. Okay, big hit. I would be careful because you're a little purple alert. Good. Yeah. You should have shielded right away. But they nanoed, right? You should turn and shield it immediately, but it's pretty quick. Their soldier is very bad. So your team ends up cleaning it up anyway. It's great. So again, with Mei, you'd be very careful about getting walled off. She ends up not walling a good time, which is fine. I would not drop here, right? Just play behind this side. When she comes around the wall, just hit her. You're way too scared of the Mei, so now you've given up high ground. Again, the odds of you taking Blizzard's second point without taking high ground, I would say is less than 10%. Alright, good pin, right? He's dead, great. You really should go high ground right now. And get somebody else to move the card. You should really be moving on high ground, forcing them back. Because now you force the Genji into 2-on-1, right? The Genji has to fight the soldier and the Ana by himself. And he dies, because you're not there helping him. You probably think this is an easy win at this point. I seriously do not think you're going to win this game. I mean, obviously, we know you don't win the game, but I don't think you're going to ever win the game unless you take high ground. I think high ground is going to continually be an issue for you. Alright, so they stay in high ground, and they just kind of obliterate you from the top. So let's, again, go back and watch that. So we're going to watch the vertical view. So remember, the Genji died up here because you couldn't help him. The Mercy's trying to just stay alive, but again, she's fine. There's no cover for her anywhere, right? She's trying to stay alive because she's getting shot on low ground. Then she jumps up. Winston goes in, kills the Mercy. You three are just... Kiriko Swift steps in, but you're all just kind of stuck on low ground, getting shot from all the sides, right? On your left, on your right, and above on 2 angles. It's impossible to win a fight this way. And you're dead. So we'll run it again. Again, you have Shatter, right? First fight should be an easy win. You are going high ground, which is great. Purples, okay. Well, they popped it, so it's fine. I mean, it's unfortunate that you popped Kitsune there, but everyone just got blown up right away. So not a ton you can do about it. I mean, this is the reason why you hold that choke, right? It's really hard to get through that choke. I don't know that there's a lot differently you could have done there. But don't charge this. Like, you get a kill, but you're just staggering yourself, you know? I would be thrilled if that was a Kiriko and you did that. Like, cool. You are not going to be back for another 30 seconds now. right? That was 245. You're going low ground, which is a big mistake, right? And now you get to the cart after about 25 seconds. Oh, that's a bad fire check to miss, and that's a bad hammer to miss too. All right, so now Winston pops primal. Then you die. Again, you still got a minute 46. You have ult advantage now, right? Or you have your shatter at least. You get walled off. You should go high ground. You should 100% go high ground right now. No. I think Winston's saving bubble right now to try to bubble shatter. Yeah. Okay. Winston goes in. Nobody tries to help him for some reason. Unfortunate. I think you're obsessing too much about the. Oh. So again, if you knew how to shield hop, you could stay in front of this bastion. But you don't know how to shield hop, so I would say extremely valuable to learn Rein techniques. All right, this bubble's down. You're already down 2. Like you have 2 DPS down right now, so like there's no way to win this fight. You honestly just die quickly. Even if you kill his Ana, it doesn't matter. Like these staggers are just absolutely obliterating your team. Oh no. Like, first of all, you could have gotten 3 if you just went slightly to the left. Second, what have you actually forced out from the Ana? So grenade is still a problem here, so she can save people with grenade. But like, also, you don't have 2 DPS here. You get frozen, you get killed, and another big stagger, right? Right as your Bastion ends up showing up and Cassidy end up back in the fight. Like, I don't think you realize that this is your fault for trying to force these fights when there's nobody there. You know 2 DPS died, right? You saw the Bastion die in front of you, you saw the Cassie die in front of you. This is not even looking at kill feed. You saw them both die in front of you. The Winston jumps in, kills your Kiriko in the back. Why are you shattering trying to win a 2-on-5? This is just a really bad call. So now you've given up ult advantage. The Winston's going to have Primal probably the next fight. You go Hog, which is okay if you can play Hog. You should probably heal right now. Yeah, you should stop facing them as well. Like when you're running forwards. When you're running forwards like this, if you're not planning on taking a shot, just run, jump, look backwards. Run, jump, look backwards. Run, jump, look backwards. It's like a very basic technique that you should learn as a tank. Missed the hook. That's a big one to miss. You spent way too much time shooting the walls. Good hook. Alright, you got a kill there. Great. Alright, so Bastion ulti is going to be coming in a second. Break wall. Yeah, that's good. Alright, good. Great, you got 2 kills. Heal. Alright, good aim. Good aim, yeah. I think your Hog looks a lot better than your other tanks, to be honest. Actually, maybe you win this. Oh, no you don't. Alright, so let's kind of slow this down. Alright, so you know that they have spawn advantage, right? Short spawn for them, long spawn for you. You're down a lot of people. So you need to get this kill right away. Like, literally right away. You have to hit this hook. No, why didn't you go for the hook? You go for the hook. Alright, too late now. You're purple right now, so I wouldn't have popped that heal. I would have walked to the back of the cart and then popped heal right as purple was expiring. So you lose out on 300 health right now. Now you have to step forward and control the corner. Oh, that nano's gonna screw you up. Good hook, right? Good try, but yeah, it's too tough here. You just lost way too many, and then losing the ult charge is a big deal as well. Okay, so summary. What's the problem? I would say, first of all, you're definitely the problem. Certainly your Rein play is definitely. I think your Hog looked way better. You should just play Hog all the time. Your Rein play is like a significant drop off in skill from your Hog. I think your Hog mechanics just look much cleaner. As Rein, you often don't look like you know what to do. You don't know where to stand. You don't know where to push. You don't know the Rein techniques. You hold your shield too much. You don't aggress enough, and you don't take high ground. So I think everything that could go wrong on Rein basically went Rein. And I think that their Rein was just so much better than yours. And their Winston was better than your Rein too, right? Constantly getting picks in the back. And then you probably feel like, oh, like people are dying behind me, like it's their fault. But it's not. Like, you could either peel the Winston or you could kill the front line faster, but you're just not good at doing either one of those things. And again, a big part of that comes down to just holding a high ground. So number one, I would say just a lot of problems with Rein across the board. Number two, I would say it doesn't look like you know how to play the map Blizzard World, so I'll link a video for that. And then number 3, I think we talked about Rein techniques as well. Number 4 is, I don't know if there is a number 4, right? I would say I would probably, I mean, that's already encompasses a lot of stuff. But I would say, yeah, 1, generally doesn't feel like you know how to play Rein. Number 2, doesn't feel like you know how to play Blizzard World. Number 3, Rein techniques, really, really important. Also, I would say number 4, pushing when your team is down, right? Pushing and wasting resources when your team is down is a big one, right? That shatter over here was like so indicative. I'm like, I don't think you have any idea what's going on behind you or like what the game situation is. You also never use third-person shield peeking to try to figure out where your team is. That's also a big problem. Okay, I will stop there. Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully you stop blaming your DPS as well, because I honestly did not feel like your DPS were much of a problem at all. Like, I get when the Bastion died here, I was like, oh, that's like kind of annoying, but like, you also could have shield hopped and got in front of him as well. And it doesn't seem like you know that technique at all. Okay, I will stop there.